All right. Good morning, good evening. I am Mindmore, and this is StoneBlock 4. This is going to be episode 27. We're going to get into some Oritech today. Oh, hello there. Control, no, not T. Control Y. There we go. Got all the loot. Sorry. Yeah, we're going to get into some Oritech, and we need to get there for the quests. So I made another room. Oritech. All right, and I already, ran the wires through and put the plating up. So we got Oritech, and then actually additions is going to be next. I don't know if we're going to get to that this episode, but I got my wireless crafting working. I found one of the batteries that was in the creative room or create room, and we started using that. So great. All right. So we need to start off with Oritech, and I can't remember for the life of me how we need to start this. So let's see Oritech here. All right, so we need basic machines. So we need a machine and a motor, right? Those I think maybe we already did. We don't have a motor. Core, yes, we got. I put the cores in there. Okay, so we need like 10 cores, and we'll let those create. And we got those. And the motor. Where's the motor? There it is, right there. We don't have the magnetic coils. Oh, you know what? Let's just go make a pattern. Warp AE. Oh, this would just be so much easier if we do this. So we're going to need quite a few of these. So it's not like this is going to go to waste, right? We need to... Oh, I don't know how to make copper wires. Okay, let's put that there. How are we going to automate copper wires? I don't know if the stone cutting machine will do that, but a roller will. Same with the metallic press. What is this? Cutting block, mechanical saw. Sawing with create. Which way should we go? Because this is create 2. This is a rolling machine. How do you make this? I don't know if I've got all this stuff. Let's put it down anyways. Maybe we can just make this real easily. Because we've got lots of extra SU in the other room. So this list goes on now forever because okay, let's see if we can make a rolling machine. Rolling. I don't know. Nah, see, I didn't have the andesite casing. All right, let's warp. No, not to create lab. Lava? That should get us in here at least. Okay. I don't know if I can automate with that properly, so I'm just not going to bother with that. We need some andesite casing. It's right there. I need to make some more of those, so I'll set that up on a task to do. There's another andesite casing. We need some shafts, some andesite alloy, and we're going to need probably some plates. Do we have any plates in here? We have some copper plates. I don't know if we have the iron plates. There's some iron plates. Let's grab a bunch of this stuff anyways. We don't need it here anyways. Warp AE. And we'll just dumperoni this all stuff here. All right, and then we'll create the rolling machine again, which we can do. Okay, great. And we're going to probably need SU for this, so warp. I'm going to need a pattern provider. Probably an importer. Okay. And then some cables. Okay, warp. Okay, so we're probably going to come over top of one of these ones. don't really care where I put this, in a sense. So we'll grab that and that. Roller's right here. We'll put the roller down right there. So what does it require? One of these, I'm guessing? Guessing. Okay, see if I got 2 vertical gearboxes in here that I haven't used. I got a regular gearbox. Vertical gearbox. Have a regular gearbox. Okay, I think I can convert a regular gearbox into this with shafts. I think, wasn't it? No, you just put it in there. Okay, perfect. I'm not going to complain. Okay, and then we need this and this. There we go. And that works. Perfect. Okay, and so now if I take this and slap this on one side, should be able to feed that, I'm guessing. And then maybe an importer? Or does it need the other stuff? I just don't know. It's been a while since I've used Create stuff, so like really used it in a sense. Do I have any? I don't have any cables in here, do I? I don't think I do. Oh no, I do. I have cables that go right to here. Okay, so yeah, if I pull it around the side here. Okay, so that should become online. Good. Alright, so did I create a pattern? I didn't even create a pattern for that. Oh god. Or AE. Right, and then I need a pattern for copper, these things, copper wire. Okay. Oh, no, I gotta be in this one. And this, and then this. That's for the stone cutter. Right. Warp. No. Lava. I don't know if this is gonna work. All right, let's give this a try. Can you give me one, please? Yeah, I don't think it's doing anything. I really don't think it's doing anything. All right, let me figure this out, and I'll bring you guys back. Okay, hold on. Okay, so after a couple minutes, I figured this out. It was just a simple crate dropper with a chute, a barrel, and another barrel, and a hopper. I could have used some other stuff too, but that's exactly what I had in the barrel in the barrels over there. So I just used that instead of making something new. So I didn't test it yet, so we're gonna try it again. 2. We should see this start. Should. It's when I took a test one and I put it in there, it drops it down. Hold on, let's just cancel both of these. You're gonna drop into the barrel. You have your pattern. No, I don't. 10. Okay, well, it works manually, because if I go do this, like, watch. You see it start cutting up all the pieces. But for some reason, it's just not dropping out of there. And then it goes into the wire, and then it takes it, and boom, it's done, right? But for some reason, and I mean, it is online. Yeah, it is online. So let's close this back up. There's no reason to have it all exposed like that. Well, shoot. I'm not sure why this isn't dropping them in there. Because normally it drops into barrels without a problem. Is there a side? Did I not put this on right? I didn't think there was anything special about that config, but I could be wrong. Okay, let's try it once more. Oh, yeah, I didn't put it back in there. Alright. 10, go. Yeah, it's not even putting them in the barrel. Okay, well, I'm going to have to figure out why this is being silly. Because this normally works for anything else. At least if it were to put it in the barrel, then it'd be a different story. But for some reason, this isn't deploying down into the barrel. And I'm not quite sure why. Okay, well, let me figure that out. Hold on. Okay, so I figured it out. It was my own silliness. The crafting pattern that I made was a stone cutting, or whatever this type of pattern is. It made one of those. So I just went and changed it, and it's working fine now. Okay, so let's go back to Oritech over here. No, it's not Oritech. This one's Oritech. All right, so what we wanted to do is we needed to make some motors. All right, so let's make a motor, because that's what it wants. Okay, so now we're in Oritech. Great. All right, awesome. So first thing we need is the spin to win. Okay, we need the centrifuge, which is just some glass bottles, some iron blocks. Should be easy enough. What is going on here? All right, so I'll go back and make patterns for these all later. Where is the centrifuge? Centrifuge is right there. This is what we're going to need to make the next level of thingamabobs. Yeah, that's right. Thingamabobs is a word. So yeah, we're going to need to use this to make carbon fiber. Okay, so we'll put this guy down right here. We'll take these crappy things here and we'll one on top. Okay, there we go. So the centrifuge is down. We can add a pattern provider to that. Oh, geez, I almost fell into there. I'm probably going to double all this at some point. Oops. But right now, I just need some power wires. Where's my universal? We'll just use the cheap ones right now. And then get this thing up and running. Okay, so this guy has power, so that's awesome. All right, so we don't need the powered quest. That's optional. With Foundry, how do we make the Foundry? The Foundry is easy to make. Okay, so let's go ahead and this. All right, so Foundry, we don't have one of those, so we'll just make one of those quickly. Okay, Foundry is made. Okay, we'll do that a little bit away. Okay, perfect. Okay, we'll wire that puppy up. Okay, so now it's ready to go. All right, going through the tasks here, we'll get the crusher. Is that optional or is that... No, crusher's not optional. Pulverizer is not optional. Okay, we just need to get down to the indirect laser. Okay, so we'll just make one of these because it's asking for one. So the pulverizer. Right, the pulverizer. I believe that should, no, that does not work. Oh, so we need to get the centrifuge going with the dust first. All right, so let's get some coal dust. Coal dust. No, it's not going to work. Coal dust. Can you give me another 10, please? Give this a second. It's just going to throw it through the pulverizer or the crusher right now. And then everything at that point will, maybe I'll go do some other stuff afterwards. That's 5. Okay, so if I take those 5, throw them in there, we should get the carbon fiber strands. Perfect. And I believe with that, I think we need 8 of those. So to make one of those new basic machine cores. Because we just need 1 so that we can make the pulverizer. Put those in there, and then core. Oh no, it's the other thing. It's not the core. It's not the machine add-on. Which one is it? Pulverizer. This is the plating. That's what this is. Okay, so let's just get the plating, put the plating in there, and then do this, and there we go. And then we can take this, put this down right here. No, not there. It's 1 too close. I don't know why, but it's not highlighting the stone like it used to. You know how it usually, does that stuff, but... Okay, good. Now that's getting power too. Okay, so quests. Okay, the power of the end. So the enderic lens. So we need some adamant, some carbon fiber. So we're going to have to do some automation here because this is going to take a while if I don't do that. Okay, so go here. And then what do we need? Pattern. Okay, and then there. All right, and then we're going to need some, I don't know if it'll pull it out of there, so we're going to do an import bus. Import bus on the front of this one, the side of this one, and the back of that one there, I guess. No, that's not going to work out too well. Do it on this side right here. And I'm just going to drop down in here. Okay, and then we're going to go like this. Okay, and then you're going to go from there to there. There, and then to there. Okay, so that's done there. We can close some of this up. Okay, so now we're going to, hold on, let's close that up, and then warp AE. We're going to go create some patterns. Okay, so now we need the enderic lens. So enderic lens, their enderic lens is going to need some adamant ingot. So we're going to need to create that one. That's just a regular crafting pattern. Okay, easy enough. And then we're going to need the carbon fiber, which is going to require coal or coal dust. right? So that one's easy enough. That'll craft the prerequisites as well too. And then the enderic compound, which is going to be in the centrifuge as well, which we're going to use ender dust, which we can make already. Nice. Okay. So that's going to go, these two go here, right? Yes. Okay, and then after that, we should be able to put it into the assembler. Yes, into the assembler, which we have one already. So we don't need to create that. Yeah, assembler. All right, so we need to put the one pattern into here. There. And then Oritech. All right, and this guy here is going to get these two recipes. We're going to need, that's the foundry, right? Yes, the foundry. Okay. And then we're going to need this guy here. You can go right there. You're going to need your building blocks. And then we're going to need to do, I should have done that one before. Okay, and then you're going to need a pattern there, and you're going to need a crafting guy. Okay, and then we're going to go like this, like this, like this. And then 1, 2, 3. Do control T. No, control Y. I can grab all the little bits and pieces. There we are. Oh, I didn't touch that. That would have been smart, right? Cover that all up and then be wondering why I'm not getting power to it. All right, and then that one goes into there. All right, now we should be able to ask it for one of those. Derek lens. We will get one of those, please. Is that going to work? There it is. Look at that. Automation at work. Nice. So that's going to probably make the carbon strands first. No, the enderic compound. Yep. And then the importer is going to pull those off. And now it's making it. Perfect. Nice. Okay, so we did that. One enderic lens. Pull that out. Get our check mark for it. Nice. All right, so now we need the enderic laser, which is, these are plating. So we're going to need a bunch more platings plus that. Okay, so plating. Okay, so we'll just get a couple of those. And then, excuse me, enderic laser. We'll get one of those. And that when it flashes blue like that, that means that I already have an autocraft in the system, and I just have to press control and then go, and then it just makes the items. All right, we got an enderic laser now. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so now we can use this to make some amethyst. So we're going to put you down right here. We're probably going to make an amethyst thing right there. Where are my blocks? Hello, sir. Hello. Love how it follows me. Kind of neat. Yeah, so once we're there, we just need the target designator. All right. Target designator. Oh boy, I don't have any of this stuff. How do I make electrum? Electrum is alloy smelting, silver and gold. Let's do warp mech. And we have this here. Take that out. And then silver. Silver and gold. And that's going to start creating those, and it'll, will it import it? Yeah, it's got an importer on it. Oh, God, my thing grabbed those stuff. I didn't want it to do that. You know what? I'm just going to delete them. Doesn't matter. Okay, so it's going to make a bunch of those. We need a better capacitor at some point, but we'll wait for that at some point. We needed, what did we need? The target designator. And we need a bunch of these processing units. Okay, so processing units is going to have to be system. Those are all going to go to the assembler, because we can make all of that stuff. So there's no problem. So Oritech. Go here and go here, and then we can order 10 of those. Okay, and then we're gonna wait for those to finish, and then what are we gonna do next? We're gonna probably, we'll have to get, how do we get oops, not wrong one. We need to get a budding amethyst. So how are we gonna figure that one out? All right, when we get back here, we will try this. Take a look here. Budding amethyst. Okay, so golem conversion. Okay, that's not what we want. So block of amethyst and some transforming focus in the molecular morphosis. That could work. How do you make this? That could work. So I need a couple shards, amethyst, and a cognitive crystal. So how do we make this crystal again? And we could do that. Okay, you know what? No. At least I got more flux dust. Need one of these. We need amethyst. We need 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we need 2 redstone. This is a very weird mod. I don't like it, but it works, I guess. It's just really weird that you have to, the way you have to do the bookshelves and other strange things. I don't know. It's just very odd to me. Okay, so we've got that, and then we just need a block of amethyst now. How do I get a block of amethyst? Oh, I already have one. Nice. Okay, so if we take this, go in here, go in there, we can make a budding amethyst. So we can use that with the enderic laser and get unlimited amethyst, which is kind of awesome. Budding amethyst. Nice. All right, so Oritech. Okay, and we can put that right. Okay. And then we're going to make the target designator now. We should be able to at least. Target designator. Okay. And then what does it take to make the advanced one? A piece of silicon. We should be able to make silicon easily. Why is there no automation for that? I thought I did that with the other machine. I guess I didn't. Certus. Okay, so this should be able to do that. I believe. I'm pretty sure. Where do I just smelt this? Or Mac, I don't have a smelter in here, but there's a smelter 2 doors down. There's one right there. Okay. So warp, Oritech. Grab this. So store the rest of those. So I believe it's this and this. Oh yes, multiple designator. That's perfect. Okay, so the only thing I need to do is give this thing some power. Let's grab this. And let's get rid of that. Okay, and then you need, oh, I should have left that wide open because I need to go back down there because we need this cable too. You're going to need an importer. And then later on, I'm going to do a redstone thingy to shut that thing off. But for right now, this is okay. So where's my target destinator? There we go. And now we're going to get budding amethyst and amethyst in our system. Awesome. And then these we can change to, oh no, these are going to get the fluxite. But then I can come here and break some of these if I really need it, right? Because then there's just amethyst. So that's awesome. All right. There we go, fluxite. And we should be able to make the fluxite gate, right? So that's one more craft. We're almost done. We're almost done, everybody. We're almost done. Warp a system. Oh, sorry, wrong one. All right, and then it's this one here. So we've got all this stuff plus platinum already. So perfect. All right, and then warp Oritech up here. This is why I usually have 3 machines, because I don't like it having 3 crafts. It just takes a long time. All right. Pop those in there, pop that in there, pop that in there. I don't really need this anymore. What was I doing? Oh, yes, this one here. And then we're going to make one of these flux gates, and that's actually part of the main craft. So if we go in here and go to Solaron, there's one right there. This is the one that we need. 1 flux gate crafted. Perfect. And we get the upgrade. Nice. Okay. So we get 2 of them. We get this here, because we did that. And we get the one under Oritech as well, too. And we get another budding amethyst. Oh, my Lord. Oh, well, that's good that we have another one, so we can use that for something else, just to get some other stuff. But yeah, we're gonna go through here and get a few other things done next episode. I may do a few offline, depending on what they're like. But that one is done, and now we just need the empowered diamantian thing, and that's we're going to do across the hallway. We're going to use the rest of Actually Additions, and we're going to get that started. So guys, I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me, it helps the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.